If you want to skyrocket your success, I've got 6 easy steps to help you choose the best coach for you. Hi, I'm Heather, ethical business coach and international best-selling author. It is my honor to help high integrity coaches and healers to fill their programs with no manipulative marketing, no hype, and definitely no pushy sales. I'm also the author of the Online Entrepreneur Survival Guide, and I'm giving you a preview of the wisdom of the book in this video today. So step number one, follow them for 3 to 6 months. The mistake that I made repeatedly, that a lot of people make, is that you see an ad or you get into the funnel for a free 5-day challenge or a webinar or something. I call it like the magic toxic soup, the magic manipulation formula that they use in their marketing and that a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people use in their marketing, and it stirs up all these emotions, very intense emotions inside us, and makes us feel like we're never going to get anywhere with our goals unless we buy that thing right then. And it gets us into our emotions. It removes us from our intuition. It removes us from our rational mind. And it's just very easy to make a mistake in that overly stimulated state of mind. So what you want to do instead is watch people for 3 to 6 months and get to know them online. So step two is you're going to check out their free content. So if they have a Facebook group, an email list, any of their free materials or a YouTube channel, go and check out that kind of stuff and start seeing how aligned you feel with them. Like, what do you think about their personality? Do you feel like they would be somebody that would be fun to work with? Do you feel like your personalities would mesh well? And are they talking about things that are specific to where you are in your challenge right now? So the easiest way to think of this is, are you a beginner? Are you kind of intermediate, or are you more advanced and looking to master something? So knowing where you are in the process is going to help you tune in. And you want the people who are talking about where you are in that stage, right? You don't want to be looking to work with somebody who is talking about very advanced stuff. If you're not advanced, you want to be working with somebody who's talking about things that are for the level that you're at, whether it's your weight loss, your business, business building, wealth building, relationships, what have you. One of the things that my book is really great for is looking at the section that I call hype marketing. So I talk about all the hypey, manipulative things that you can see in the marketing for coaches and healers, people in the online worlds. And I'll probably make some videos about it at some point, but it is in the book. And I talk about, just the sketchy things that don't necessarily look sketchy. But when you've been in the industry for 13 years, like I have, you start to see them, right? So you want to be checking out their free content, following them, and be on the lookout for these red flag marketing techniques. So step three is you're going to read the testimonials and the case studies. So a case study is when somebody posts about, what the results that their client got, or they can even talk about the results they've gotten, using their program or their system. And you want to read these things, but you want to read them and take them with a grain of salt. And so I go into this much deeper in the book. I'll probably make a video about it at some point, but what you want to be aware of is that testimonials are often skewed. Even if the testimonial is exactly the way that somebody wrote it, and it's a real testimonial, often they're not honest with you about how much time it took for that person to get those results, or what level of support they were receiving. So for instance, they might be using a one-to-one client's testimonial and amazing results to advertise a huge group program, which really isn't ethical because it's not the same level of support. So you want to look at common like trends, and you want to like not pay so much attention to the ones that are just like, oh my God, Heather's awesome. Okay, awesome at what? What did she help you with? So just be aware. So you're looking for common themes, and you're looking for, does it sound real? And you just want to be aware that just because the coach is able to get these amazing results for themselves doesn't necessarily mean they're able to do that for their clients. Or just because they're able to do it for 5% of their clients doesn't mean that they're able to do it for most of their clients. So read the testimonials, read the case studies, but just take it with a grain of salt. If you're loving what you hear so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So you've checked out the free stuff, you've read some testimonials, and you've been following them for a little while, and you're still getting a really good vibe from this person. Fantastic. So now what it's really smart to do is to invest in a low or mid-ticket item. So a low ticket item is anything really like under $100. Mid-ticket, could be anywhere from 100 to 500 or maybe 1,000. And high ticket is going to be 500 to 1,000 or higher, right? So you want to do a lower ticket investment just so that you can start to get a little closer to the person and have maybe if not one-on-one interactions, like you might be able to get an intensive, right? So an intensive is often like a one-off session that's maybe 90 minutes long, but you get to actually speak to the mentor one-to-one, right? So that would give you a taste of what it's like to actually work with them and to see, from that little bit of time, were you able to get any results? Now, obviously you're not going to change your whole life or your whole business or what have you after one session. It will start, you should get some kind of shift, right? And if you don't, then maybe this is not the right person for you. Okay. But a lower ticket item could be it could be their book. It could be getting into a small group program or something. But you just want to make a small purchase because sometimes you do this and you realize that you really don't like this person. You don't like the way they treat people, or they didn't deliver what they said they were going to deliver. And you want to find that out, while you're spending less than $1,000. You don't want to find that out when you've spent $5,000, as I have at times. So get in there and purchase a lower ticket item so that you can start to get a better feel for whether or not this is a person you want to pursue working with. So what you want to do now is you want to get on a discovery call with them. Okay. Now, don't get excited about discovery call, clarity call, those kind of things. These are sales calls. Okay. Just to be very, very clear, they get called all kinds of interesting things. It's a sales call. Now, if they say it's a free coaching call, sometimes maybe it actually is a free coaching call and they're not just trying to sell you something. But be aware that more than likely what you're doing is getting on a sales call with them. Now, a lot of bigger name coaches will want to put you on the phone with their sales team. They won't do sales calls. I really don't. I understand why their time is valuable, but I really want to encourage you to advocate for yourself and say, I really, for me to make this investment, I need to speak directly to so and so. Okay. And regardless, the other thing you want to be aware of this is how are they on this sales call, especially if you are hiring them as a business mentor. You want to know how they sell because how someone markets is how they're going to teach you to market. How they sell is how they're going to teach you to sell. So if you don't want to do pushy sales and you get on the phone and they're doing a lot of mindset shaming, they're ambition shaming. Oh, if you don't make this $10,000 investment, you don't really believe in yourself. Or, they insinuate that if you don't spend $20,000 that your business is a hobby, any of this kind of stuff. That's manipulation. And I go in, there's a whole section on what I call sociopathic sales in my book. So you can start to recognize the mind games that people play. You want to be just aware of all this. And also, are they open to letting you ask questions? Because if they're not, that's another red flag. But getting on the call with them is going to it's going to get you it's going to give you a little bit of an idea of what they're like and how to work with them. This is especially important if the low ticket item that that you invested in wasn't anything that you had actual access to them, right? So maybe you bought like a online course, right, that had no coaching with it. That'll give you a little bit of idea of their personality, but you didn't get to interact directly with them. So getting on a sales call will help you with that, and it'll help you make a decision. Now, do not buy on the call. Don't buy on the call. Some people are really good at, again, getting you into that highly emotional state, and then they'll try to trip you up and say, well, what does your gut say? Well, you can't access your intuition if you're in a highly excited state. You need to be at neutral, right? So my advice is don't buy on the call, wait 24 to 48 hours to make the decision. Not sure if you want to buy the book, but you would love a free guide on these 6 steps. Make sure you check down in the description at the end of the video, and there's going to be a link where you can get on my mailing list, and I will send you these 6 steps so that you can have them right in front of you, guiding you to finding the perfect coach for you. After you've talked to someone, you've decided that you do want to work with them, fantastic, hooray, hooray. Don't make a payment until you have the contract, okay? Wait for the contract. And notice if they have any hissy fits about you not paying before you have a contract. That's going to tell you something about them. So the contract, it doesn't have to be any elaborate thing, but you want to read through it and you want to make sure that you're very clear on what they're providing and what's expected of you, what the payment arrangements are. You paying in full? If they've promised you any bonuses or anything like that, you want to make sure everything's spelled out in that contract. And anything that you don't understand, ask them. And if they don't like you asking questions about their contract, that's also going to be kind of, it's a yellow to red flag depending on how nasty, if they're nasty about it or not, right? But you don't want to pay anyone until you've seen the contract in black and white and you can see exactly what you're getting into, um, because it is a legal document, right? So just make sure that once you've decided to jump in with this person, that you're going to be covered. You know exactly what you're getting. Now I'm going to throw in a bonus tip because the truth is you can do all your due diligence and still get into something and have it turn out not to be a great fit or not to be exactly what you thought it was going to be. Don't beat yourself up. Speak to the person, go to the coach and just say, listen, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, or I'm just not getting out of this what I thought I was going to, or what I needed to. Is there a way for us to amicably dissolve the contract? Okay, and that can be really scary. You maybe like the person, but you're just not getting what you need out of it. Have the conversation. I know it's scary, but don't get stuck paying for something that's not serving you. Okay. Now, if you find yourself in a situation and there's just no way to get out of it, there's situations, there's big programs that I bought that I didn't pursue a refund. There was value there. It wasn't everything I wanted it or needed it to be, but there was value there. Eat the fish and spit out the bones, as one of my coaches said. So I hope this has been really super helpful for you. I know I wish I had had this type of guide when I was making my first choices, because I made a lot of really bad choices, and most of us do. But I make much better choices today because I know these steps to go through. If you go over to Amazon, you can get this whole book. It is almost 300 pages, and it is chock full of everything I wish I had known before I started investing in my personal and business growth. So many people have told me that it would have saved them thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars, not to mention all the debt and regret. Just reach out, let me know what other videos would be helpful to be made from the book, or any questions that you may have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.